When the Ganas saw Andak's army approaching the Mandar mountain, they made a loud roar, which reverberated through the land and sky. Hearing this roar, Lord Ganeshaw became apprehensive and went to Mandar mountain to ask Lord Shiva about the origin of that tremendous roar. Lord Shiva told him, "I am going to fight a battle with Andak." Lord Ganeshaw also expressed his willingness to accompany him. Lord Shiva then entrusted the job of Parvati's security to prominent matrikas like Malini, Jaya, Vijaya, Aparajita, and Jayanti. He then went to fight Andak holding his weapon trident in his hand and mounted on a bull. The Ganas made a protective ring and surrounded him from all sides. In a very short time, both armies confronted each other and a tremendous battle began in which the Ganas crushed many demons to death. The demons retaliated by attacking them with mace and swords. All the deities assembled in the sky to witness this battle. Mahapashupat attacked the demons with such force that it caused great losses to the enemy. On seeing death and destruction caused in the demons' camp, Tuhanda the mighty demon attacked the Ganas with his most destructive weapon Pari, which scared the Ganas and they fled. Then Lord Ganeshaw came forward to fight Tuhanda. Tuhanda assaulted him with his weapon, Pari, but it fragmented into hundreds of pieces after dashing against Ganeshaw's belly. On seeing the destruction of his maternal uncle's most destructive weapon, Rao came running towards Lord Ganeshaw and held him tightly. Lord Ganeshaw, Gatoda and Sukshi assaulted him simultaneously with their respective weapons. Writhing in pain, Rao immediately released Ganeshaw. Seeing the time opportune, Lord Ganeshaw severed Tuhanda's head with his axe. After killing Tuhanda, Lord Ganeshaw attacked the demons but the attack was repulsed by the mighty Bali. In this battle, the Ganas were finally able to annihilate the demons. Shamba protected himself by taking Shukracharya's refuge and all the surviving demons including Andak followed suit. Shukracharya uses Sanjivani Vidya. Andak went to Shukracharya and narrated the woeful tale of demons' defeat. He also requested Shukracharya to help the demons win the battle. Shukracharya was dejected but he assured the demons that he would make alive all the dead demons with the help of Sanjivani Vidya and really all the mighty demons like Jamb, Kajamb etc. became alive once again. When Nandi came to know about this unbelievable incident, he went to Lord Shiva and informed him. Lord Shiva instructed him to bring Shukracharya by any means. "I shall control him by my yogic power," said Lord Shiva. Nandi infiltrated into the demon's army but Hukanda spotted him and tried to resist his forward march. Nandi attacked Hukanda with his Vajra as a result of which, he fell down unconscious. After this, Kajamb, Jamba and some other demons ran menacingly towards Nandi. They surrounded him from all sides and started assaulting him ruthlessly. On seeing Nandi in danger, Lord Brahma became very worried and instructed the deities to help him. Indra and all the other deities joined Lord Shiva's army and fought bravely against the demons. The sudden entry of the deities in the battlefield had distracted the attention of the demons and as a result, Nandi got an opportunity to penetrate through the rank and files of demons' army. Ultimately, he successfully accomplished his mission and brought Shukracharya to Lord Shiva after abducting him. Lord Shiva wasted no time and swallowed Shukracharya immediately. The next moment, Shukracharya found himself in Lord Shiva's stomach. Shukracharya made frantic efforts to come out of the stomach but was unsuccessful. Being helpless, he started eulogizing Lord Shiva. After becoming pleased by Shukracharya's extreme devotion, Lord Shiva expressed his desire to bless him with a boon. Shukracharya requested Lord Shiva to give him a way so that he can come out from his stomach. Lord Shiva agreed and asked him to come out immediately. Shukracharya started searching for an exit point but was amazed by the vastness of Shiva's stomach in which he saw the existence of the whole universe. He made ceaseless effort for 1 divine year but was unsuccessful in his attempts to come out from Shiva's stomach. At last, he surrendered to the will of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva told Shukracharya, "By entering into my stomach, you have become my son. Now, if you want to become free, then you should come out through the pore of my linga." After saying this, Lord Shiva liberated Shukracharya through his linga, who after being released made salutations to him and joined the demons' army once again. The demons were extremely pleased at his arrival. Once again, a fierce battle took place, which continued for 8 divine years. When the demons realized about the deity's supremacy in the battle, they started employing illusionary tactics and swallowed all the Ganas and the deities. The scene of the battlefield, Mandar Mountain, became devoid of Ganas and the deities, which made Lord Shiva extremely furious. His extreme anger resulted into the manifestation of Jrimbaka, a ferocious entity. The mere touch of Jrimbaka made the demons to yawn. All the deities and the Ganas came out from the opened mouths of the demons. Once again, the battle commenced, which continued for 700 years. When Andak realized that Lord Shiva was invincible, then he decided to acquire Parvati by deceitful means. He sought the help of one of his most trusted commander, Sunda, by saying, "O brave Sunda, you are like my brother. I need your help. The battle has continued for such a long period but has still remained indecisive. I have decided to approach Parvati in the guise of her husband Shiva, and I want you to disguise yourself as Nandi." Sunda agreed to disguise himself in the form of Nandi to help his master. Andak went to Mandar Mountain in the guise of Lord Shiva mounted on Sunda's back, who had disguised himself as Nandi. When Parvati saw the injury marks on Shiva's, Andak's, body, she told her companions, "Look, how grievously the demons have injured my husband. Please bring the medicinal herbs quickly so that I can dress his wounds." Her companions rushed to bring the medicinal herbs, and in the meantime, Parvati started observing the wounds of Shiva, Andak, minutely. She was surprised to see the absence of both the shoulders on his body. She immediately realized that somebody else had come in the guise of her husband, Shiva. Sensing danger, she ran away to protect herself. Her companions ran behind her and Andak chased all of them. Parvati and her companions hid behind bushes. Being unable to locate Parvati, Andak returned to the battlefield and the battle continued. The deities were fighting valiantly. Lord Vishnu created havoc among the enemy ranks, and Lord Brahma sprinkled holy water from his command, which had increased the strength and power of the deities. Indra attacked the demon Bala on his head with his Vajra, but it was broken into pieces. On seeing the destruction of his weapon, Indra became scared and wanted to flee from the battlefield. Jamb, the demon, made fun of him and challenged him for a duel. Indra then requested Lord Vishnu to provide him with a weapon so that he could fight Jamb, but Lord Vishnu sent him to Agni. Agni made a replica of his weapon Shakti and gave it to Indra. Holding his new weapon, Indra then proceeded on his way to fight Jamb mounted on his elephant Airavat. Jamb assaulted Airavat with such force that Indra started falling down towards the ground. When the Siddhas and Charanas saw Indra falling down, they provided a magnificent chariot to him so that he could fight with the demons. Meanwhile Indra dashed against the ground with a great thud, as a result of which, the earth shook violently. Sage Shamik's wife thought that the earth was shaking violently due to the impact of earthquake. She requested her husband to carry their son outside the hermitage so that he remains unharmed and said, "The astrologers say that whatever is kept outside home during an earthquake becomes stable." Sage Shamik was very surprised but still followed her instructions. After the shaking of the earth had subsided, Shamik's wife requested him to bring back the child. Sage Shamik went outside and was surprised to find 2 children instead of 1. He came back carrying both the children in his lap and asked his wife as to what made the second child to manifest. She told him that the second child will become the charioteer of Indra and assist him in the battle. This second child was none other than Matali, who acted as the charioteer of Indra during the battle. Now, Indra had both the chariot and the charioteer in his possession. He went to the battlefield mounted on his new chariot. On the way, he saw a multicolored bow and arrows lying on the ground. He picked up the weapons and fought valiantly with the demons. He killed many mighty demon warriors. Jamba and Kajamba ran menacingly towards him, but Lord Vishnu severed the head of Kajamba with his Sudarshan chakra. Jamba assaulted Indra with his mace, but Indra retaliated by attacking with his Shakti, as a result of which Jamba was killed. The rest of the demons fled from the battlefield. Lord Shiva kills Andak. In spite of death and destruction caused to his army, Andak still wanted to continue fighting against Lord Shiva's army. He even dismissed the advisors of Shukracharya who wanted a momentary retreat and rebuffed him by saying, "All the deities including Maheshwar and Indra cannot save themselves from my wrath. Very soon, I am going to vanquish them." He then instructed his charioteer to move the chariot towards enemy's position. He shot a volley of arrows, which entirely covered the deities. Lord Vishnu advised the deities to kill Andak along with his charioteer and destroy the chariot so that Lord Shiva could kill Andak without any difficulty. All the deities then attacked the demons with renewed vigor. Lord Vishnu killed thousands of enemies' horses with his mace. Skand killed the charioteer and Vinayak, accompanied by the Ganas, destroyed Andak's chariot. After being bereft of his chariot, Andak attacked the deities with his mace. Seeing the deities in danger, Lord Shiva concealed them within his body and challenged Andak for a duel. Andak tried to attack Lord Shiva, who was mounted on Nandi. Lord Shiva immediately jumped down from Nandi's back and attacked Andak with his trident, which pierced his chest. Even after being seriously injured, Andak did not die. Instead, he pulled Lord Shiva for 1 mile, holding him tightly in his clutch. Lord Shiva tried to resist by attacking for the second time. But Andak retaliated by hitting Shiva with his mace, causing serious injury on his head. A stream of blood oozed out from the wound, which poured down towards all the 4 directions. The blood stream which poured down towards east resulted into the manifestation of Bhairath named Kalraj. Similarly, Kamaraj, Chakramala, Somaraj, Swakcharaj, Lalitraj and Vinaraj manifested from the other 3 directions. Lord Shiva then lifted Andak above his head with the help of his trident, which was still pierced in Andak's chest. His body had become red due to the blood oozing out from Andak's wound. Lord Shiva had toiled hard to kill Andak, and as a result, he was perspiring profusely. The sweat drops originating from Shiva's forehead resulted into the manifestation of a divine girl, while the sweat drops that fell on the ground from Shiva's face resulted into the manifestation of a divine boy. Both the children started gulping down the blood emanating from Andak's wound. Lord Shiva named the girl child as Chakika while the boy child was named Mangal and blessed both of them. Lord Shiva held Andak above his head for 1,000 divine years, which reduced his body to a skeleton. At last, Andak realized his mistake and begged for forgiveness. He eulogized Lord Shiva and hailed his greatness. Lord Shiva told him that he would forgive him only when he accepts Parvati as his mother. Andak agreed not only to accept Parvati as his mother but also Shiva as his father. Shiva became pleased and lowered down his trident. He healed Andak's wound by his divine touch. The deities became pleased at Andak's change of heart and blessed him. Lord Shiva then took Andak to Mandar mountain. Parvati was still hiding behind the bushes. When she saw Lord Shiva approaching, she recognized him and called her companions to come out from their hiding. Lord Shiva gleefully told Parvati that Andak had now become her slave. Look at him. He is making salutations to you. Accept him as your son. Andak then eulogized Parvati with complete devotion. Parvati became pleased and expressed her desire to bless him with a boon. Andak said, I don't want anything. I just want to become liberated from all my sins and remain in the proximity of Lord Shiva. Parvati blessed him and made him the Gana of Shiva, who became famous as Brini, the origin of Marat Ganas. Narada asked Pulastya about the battle which Indra fought with the demon at Malay mountain. Pulastya replied, Andak's followers Maya and Tar tried to enter Patal Loku after being defeated by the deities. While they were passing close to the Malay mountain, they decided to live the being enchanted by its natural beauty. The caves of Malay mountain were inhabited by sages who were Lord Shiva's devotees. The demons started causing obstacles in the rituals performed by the sages. When Lord Shiva came to know about this, he instructed Indra to go to Malay mountain and help the sages. Indra went to Malay mountain and successfully drove out the demons from there. Narada again asked Pulastya as to why Indra was also known as Gaurtrabit. Pulastya narrated the following tale. After her son's death, Diti requested her husband, Kashyapa, to bless her with another son so that Indra could be killed. Sage Kashyapa advised her that she would get her desire fulfilled after the successful accomplishment of her penance lasting for 100 divine years. In course of time, Diti became pregnant. One day, Sage Kashyapa left for Devanagari mountain to do his penance and Diti was left all alone. One day, Indra arrived at the hermitage and expressed his desire to be at Diti's service if she permitted. Diti gave permission and Indra engaged himself in serving her. He used to keep the Affiliation site clean and bring dry wood necessary for the performance of yajna. This continued for 1,000 divine years. One day, Diti was taking rest after her bath. She had postponed her penance for some time because of her impurity. As she was tired, very soon, she fell asleep. Seeing the moment opportune, Indra entered into her womb through her nostrils and cut the fetus into 7 parts. After waking up, Diti realized about her fetus destruction. Indra was very scared on the prospect of being cursed by Diti and said, I am not the cause of your fetus destruction. It has been destroyed due to your own impurity. So please don't curse me. Diti replied, You are certainly not responsible for my fetus destruction. It was all in my destiny. From the pieces of the fetus manifested the Marat Ganas, and since Indra had tried to harm his own uterine brothers, therefore he became famous as Gaurtrabit. Marat Ganas of different manvantaras. Sage Pulastya says, O Narada, now, I am going to describe about the origin of Marat Ganas of various manvantaras. Savan was Swayambhu Manu's son. He had no sons, and when he died, the sorrowful Queen Sudava heard a heavenly voice, which instructed her to give up her life by jumping into the burning pyre. "You would become a proud mother of 7 sons," said the heavenly voice. The queen acted accordingly and died after jumping into the burning pyre. The souls of the dead king and queen ascended towards the sky. The prophecies made by the heavenly voice came true, and Sudava found herself in her periods. The king enjoyed a physical relationship with the queen for 5 days. Incidentally, few drops of sperms fell towards earth. After this both the souls departed towards Brahmaloka. These falling drops of sperms were gathered by the wives of some sages and stored in a lotus flower. Those women were Samana, Nalini, Vayushmati, Chitra, Vishaka, Harita, and Alini. They mistook the sperms for ambrosia and drank it after getting permission from their husbands. But after drinking it, they became devoid of their effulgence and were abandoned by their respective
Lord
husbands.
Vishnu threw down his dead body in that pit.
They gave birth to 7 sons who became famous as Adya Maruts during Swayambhu Manvantara. After having described about the Marat Ganas, sage Pulastya went on to describe about Swarokish Manvantara. Kratudwaj was the son of Swarokish Manu. He had 7 sons. All of them went to Mayu mountain to do penance as they were desirous of Indra's kingdom. Indra, being scared, instructed Putna to create hurdles in their penance so that Kratudwaj's sons' wishes remained unfulfilled. Putna went to the place where Kratudwaj's sons were doing penance. There was a river nearby where Kratudwaj's sons arrived one day to bathe. Acting according to her plan, Putna too entered into the river to take bath. Kratudwaj's sons were infatuated by her divine beauty. They could not control themselves, and as a result, they had an ejaculation. Putna was successful in accomplishing her mission of corrupting the thoughts of Kratudwaj's sons, who after realizing that their penance had gone in vain returned to their father's kingdom. The released sperms of Kratudwaj's sons were swallowed by a fish named Shankini. One day, she was caught by a fisherman and presented to Kratudwaj's sons, who again released her into a nearby pond. In course of time, Shankini died after giving birth to 7 young fish. The 7 young fish started crying at their mother's death. Lord Brahma appeared and advised them not to cry, and for this reason, they were called Marat. Lord Brahma blessed them by saying, "All of you would attain the status of deities and would be capable of flying in the air." After finishing his story, sage Pulastya told Narada that this was how Marat Ganas originated during Swarokish Manvantara. Sage Pulastya says, "Now, I am going to describe about the Marat Ganas of Uttam Manvantara." Jyotishman was the son of Vayushman and his wife was the daughter of sage Brihaspati. As they were sonless, both of them decided to do penance to beget a son. The Saptarishis arrived there and inquired as to why they were doing such a severe penance. Jyotishman's wife told the Saptarishis that they were desirous of a son. The Saptarishis blessed her by saying that she would become a mother of 7 sons. In course of time, Jyotishman's wife became pregnant. One fateful day, Jyotishman passed away. His sorrowful wife wanted to commit sati. While he was sitting on a burning pyre, suddenly, a piece of burning flesh fell into the nearby river and got fragmented into 7 pieces. 7 Marat Ganas manifested from these 7 pieces of flesh. Sage Pulastya says, during Tama's Manvantara, Ritudwaj, the son of Tama's Manu, did a severe penance with the desire of getting a son. He made offerings of his own flesh, blood and sperms to the oblation fire. Suddenly, he heard a heavenly voice instructing him not to make offerings of his sperms. But the king continued with his offering and as a result, he died. After some time, 7 infants manifested from the oblation fire who later on became famous as the Maratganas of Tama's Manvantara. King Ripujit was the descendant of Raivat. He was sonless, and after being pleased by his extreme devotion, the deity Sun had blessed him with a daughter named Zurati. In course of time, she grew into a beautiful woman. One day, Ripujit passed away and a grieved Zurati decided to give up her life. The Saptarishis arrived there and they were so infatuated by her beauty that they tried to prevent her from doing so. But unrelenting Zurati did not listen and gave up her life by jumping into the burning pyre. The sorrowful Saptarishis went away after casting lusty glances on her. 7 infants manifested from the burning pyre, who became famous as Maratganas of Raivat Manvantara. During Chakshush Manvantara, a sage named Manki did a tremendous penance at the banks of Saptasaraswat. But he fell down from grace after being infatuated by the beauty of an Apsara named Vapu. His sperms ejaculated and fell into the Saptasaraswat river, from which manifested the 7 Maratganas. Lord Vishnu kills Kalmai. After hearing the news of Bali's coronation, Maya and some other demons went and advised Bali to avenge the killings of his further Virachan and other relatives by Indra. Bali became furious and marched with a huge army to fight the deities. When Indra heard this news, he started making preparations for the battle, and very soon, the deities' army assembled at the foothills of Ujakal mountain. A fierce battle was fought between both the armies. The movement of the troops covered the whole sky with dust, which subsided only after the tremendous bloodbath wetted the earth with blood. Kartikeya fought valiantly in this battle and killed many demons. The demons too retaliated by vigorously attacking the deities. Lord Vishnu created havoc in the demons' army by killing many demons in a very short time. When Kalmai the demon saw that his comrades were scared of fighting Lord Vishnu, he attacked the deities with renewed vigor and swallowed many of the yakshas, kinars and the deities. The deities became scared and started running away from the battlefield. The demons became delighted, considering it as their victory and the defeat of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu became furious and covered the Ujakal mountain with a volley of arrows named Narak. Bali and Maya became terrified and instigated Kalmai to fight against Lord Vishnu. Kalmai confronted Lord Vishnu with a mace, but it was destroyed by Vishnu's chakra. After destroying Kalmai's weapon, Lord Vishnu first severed both his hands and then his head. The news of Kalmai's death spread like a wildfire in the demons' army and they fled from the battlefield. King Bali rules the heaven. The mighty Banasura saw the demons running away from the battlefield and came to their rescue. The arrival of Banasura boosted the morale of the defeated demons and they returned to fight the deities. Lord Vishnu advised the deities to fight gallantly and disappeared from the battlefield. Shukracharya assured the demons of their victory because he thought that the deities would be no match for the demons' might in the absence of Lord Vishnu. Once again, a fierce battle commenced. Bali attacked the deities ferociously with his mace. Banasura devastated the deities' army with his 1,000 hands. Ultimately, the deities were defeated in this battle and the heaven came under the control of demons. The defeated deities took refuge in Brahmaloka after abandoning the heaven. Bali ruled the heaven with the help of his relatives. One day, Bali called his father, Prahlada, to heaven and requested him to become the ruler of heaven, but Prahlada refused by saying, "As I have chosen the path of yoga after relinquishing everything, it would not be proper for me to get attached to worldly matters once again. Since you have snatched heaven from the deities on account of your valiance, hence the heaven belongs to you." Bali requested Prahlada to enlighten him on the duties of a king and on the virtuous deeds which would enable him in attaining Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Prahlada advised Bali to rule in a just manner and for the benediction of the world. He also advised Bali to engage himself in the service of all the three castes so that they remain loyal to him. Prahlada said, virtuosity increases when people unwaveringly follow their dharma. Increase in virtuosity helps a king to rule without any problem. Bali agreed to rule in a just manner as per the advice of Prahlada. The splendors of Bali. Pulastya says, the just rule of Bali had transformed the Kali Yuga into Satya Yuga. Even his subjects engaged themselves in virtuous activities like penance and yajas. They practiced non-violence and always spoke the truth. One day, Goddess Trailokya Lakshmi went to Bali and said, I have come to bless you because you are a victorious king. You have even defeated Indra and have control over all the three worlds. After saying this, Goddess Lakshmi entered into the body of Bali. During the reign of Bali, his subjects were happy and prosperous. Nobody experienced the pangs of hunger and everybody's desire was fulfilled. The prominence of virtuosity and religiousness during Bali's rule was incomparable and prosperity prevailed throughout his kingdom. Mythological tales. Dauntu performs Ashwamedha Yaja. Pulastya says, during his pilgrimage, Prahlada visited many sacred places like Manas Tirtha, Kaushiki, Devanagari and Hastinapur etc. At last he reached the bank of river Yamuna where he worshipped Lord Trivikrama, Vamana. Narada was surprised at the mention of Vamana's name and asked Pulastya, Lord Vishnu is still to take Vamana incarnation, then how come Prahlada visited his temple? Pulastya says, sage Kashyapa had Norris putra named Dauntu. Lord Brahma had blessed Dauntu of immortality. In course of time, Dauntu defeated the deities and drove them out from heaven, as a result of which, they had to take refuge in Brahma Loka. When Dauntu came to know that the deities were living in Brahma Loka, he decided to attack Brahma Loka. He consulted the demons but they told him that it was impossible for them to reach Brahma Loka. Sage Shukracharya said, Indra had accomplished 100 Ashwamedha Yajas by the virtue of which he could go to Brahma Loka. If you are desirous of reaching Brahma Loka, then you too will have to perform Ashwamedha Yaja. Dauntu expressed his willingness to perform Ashwamedha Yaja. Shukracharya started making preparations for Ashwamedha Yaja at the bank of river Devaka. He appointed his disciples and some other sages belonging to Bhargava's clan to supervise the Yaja ceremony. The Ashwamedha Yaja commenced and a horse was let loose according to the tradition. When the deities came to know about this Ashwamedha Yaja being performed by Dauntu, they were scared and requested Lord Vishnu to disrupt the Yaja so that Dauntu could not reach Brahma Loka. Lord Vishnu assured the deities and went to the site where Dauntu was performing Ashwamedha Yaja in a dwarf appearance. He entered into the Devaka river and started drowning according to his plan. When the demons saw the dwarf, Lord Vishnu, drowning, they rushed to save him. After taking him out from the river, they asked him about his identity. The dwarf said, I am the youngest son of Prabhas. My name is Gatibas and my elder brother is Netrabhas. After our father's death, my elder brother did not give me my due share in the property. When I insisted, he flung me into this river. The Brahmins who were performing the yaja requested Dauntu to donate wealth to Gatibas. Dauntu agreed and said, I am willing to fulfill all your wishes. Demand anything you like. Gatibas demanded a small piece of land measured by 3 steps. Lord Vishnu then revealed his giant appearance and covered the whole earth with his first step. His second step covered the heaven and there was no place left for his third step. Lord Vishnu became furious and put his third step on the back of Downhu, as a result of which he was crushed to death. A large pit measuring 1,000 yojans was created due to the impact of his weight, and Lord Vishnu threw Downhu's dead body in that pit. After completing his story, Pulastya told Narada, "This is how Lord Vishnu became Trivikrama for the first time to defeat the evil designs of Downhu." Prahlada paid a visit to the temple of Vamana situated at the place where Downhu was killed.